Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Only a quick video today just to cover something from the Mirror Universe, one of my favorite playgrounds. And that is, did you know that even the Terrans have to share their world? And apparently even embrace it. Okay, I don't know what went wrong with my lighting when I recorded this, but due to unforeseen technical difficulties, we're reverting to purely voiceover now. We are, of course, talking about humpback whales. Now, there's a lot of questions brought in here. The Terrans have cetacean ops. Now, for a bit of context, in the Prime Universe, our universe, Starfleet has dolphins, porpoises, and sometimes whales aboard some of its starships. These work in what is called cetacean operations. These help with navigation of the starship, and these animals are either fully sentient in that universe or quasi-sentient, at least sentient enough that they've maybe not fully enlisted in Starfleet, because I can't imagine porpoises and dolphins being put through Starfleet Academy, but they're certainly functioning members of the ship serving a purpose. And we see aboard a Terran vessel a humpback whale. Now, this draws into question certain things for me. In the 23rd century, does this mean that the cetacean probe also visited Earth and that Mira Kirk or someone else had to go back in time, recover some whales and bring them back? Or did humpback whales actually never get driven to extinction in the Mirror Universe, which actually means the Terrans are doing something a little better than what we're doing? Not too sure. Let me know your thoughts on that one in the comment section down below. We do, however, encounter one of these humpback whales aboard the ISS Voyager A under the command of Captain Catherine Janeway in the Mirror Universe. This Terran warship has a cetacean ops on board with a large whale called Gillian, which has a notable scar down one of its eyes, as you know, it's Terran, quite frankly. And I think it's even reasonable to call it Terran, although it's not the Terran species, it is from Earth. So, you know, it's technically Terran. And it's serving on the ship and actually warns the crew that it sees intruders, prompting one of them to go, "Even the whales are evil." And I don't think that's a fair assessment. After all, you were intruders aboard their vessel. But this ship and crew were actually still utilizing the whales in this universe for the same purpose, and it seemed to be doing it willingly, which does state that at least culturally, that even the whales of the Mirror Universe are either influenced more heavily by the humans living on Earth or themselves are evil, perhaps, or shades of evil, however you want to call it. The whale was also still called Gillian, and for context, the Prime Universe whale, Gillian, was the child of, or grandchild of Gracie, one of the whales that was brought to the future by Kirk, and Gillian was the scientist who had been looking after them, and she came from the 20th century to the 23rd century and was still looking after them, and the whale was named after her. So that means that those events, on some level, still took place in the Mirror Universe. For them to still name the whale Gillian, it's also debatable in my head as to who named it Gillian, because whales aren't exactly going to call themselves like Rachel and Stephen and Gillian, are they? They got to have their own names. But from a human point of view, they call it Gillian. But I just thought it was worth noting as a little tidbit of trivia about the Terran approach. I almost think is kind of wholesome that whales are actually treated with that level of camaraderie and equality in the Terran Empire, at least to the point where they're serving aboard the ship seemingly more willingly than, say, the average Vulcan or Andorian or other such person serving aboard the ship was, as it seemed to fully embrace the Terrans. Although, again, there is a contrary position I have as to whether or not the ISS Voyager A was of the Dark Universe and not of the Prime Terran Empire, which we know by the 24th century had fallen. It's simply a bigger conversation than this, which one I may be doing soon, but I just thought it was a little tidbit as its own little short video. We cover Gillian, the Terran whale. You made it all to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Just a little one today, and bye-bye.